Hey, before we get started with our next episode of Unfiltered Wellness, Austin and I personally just wanted to make a huge announcement, something that we've been working on for some time now and excited to roll out very, very soon. Be on the lookout on our Instagrams, TikToks, Twitter. I don't know if you use Twitter, I don't, but we've got really big information coming out soon. We are coming out with a hybrid training coaching program for people. It's exciting stuff. We're really, really passionate about this, and not just the athletic performance field, but also just helping people live their best life physically, mentally, emotionally, nutritionally, and everything in between. So, Austin, you want to explain a little bit more about it?
Yeah, so there'll be two really cool parts that's coming in. We'll have our HYROX track, and we'll also have our hybrid track. HYROX is, I mean, you're fancying it and you want to go all in on that sport. Sweet, that's the one. Whereas if you're like, man, I really like being able to do this and this and this, and I kind of want to get better at all of it, welcome to hybrid. That's going to be your route there. There will be times to specialize, and we'll have programs for that as well, whether you're trying to go in from a hybrid plan on a base to then go peak for a powerlifting meet, for a bodybuilding show, for it, whatever that event you have, half marathon, marathon, and how to blend those things properly. Be able to learn all those things, be able to get programs, coaching, one-on-one coaching. There'll be everything that we want to see in this world. The things that we wanted for us, we just decided, why don't we make it?
Exactly. It's a really exciting time, especially because people around this space are really starting to want better for themselves. You see a lot of people who aren't going out to the bars quite as much. You see them wanting to join run clubs. You see people who are wanting to get better sleep. And I am, and you are, we know what that's like. We know that feeling to kind of elevate our lives and be able to be the best version of ourselves day in and day out. We want to give people sort of the formula to achieving that while also pursuing our own goals and continuously pursuing to be the best version of ourselves every day.
Absolutely, man. Super excited for it.
So welcome to MAP Hybrid Training Program. It's coming out very, very soon. Be on the lookout. Myself and Austin.
Ready to drop in. We're almost
yes,
done.
Sir. Almost done. So be on the lookout for that, but we appreciate you guys. Let's get to the episode. Welcome, Unfiltered Wellness. I'm Gabe Jacobo. I got my man, Austin Main over here. What's going on, Austin?
Man, we are just having another day, more training, more conversations about it all. Same old, man. Couldn't be more happy.
Good. I'm happy to see you. And I haven't seen you in almost 2 weeks now. I think it's been what, like 10, 11 days?
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about that. That was, dude, this is going to be a quick turnaround. Like Phoenix, I'm realizing now, like, this is fast.
I know. I think it's literally 8 weeks from 8 weeks from Saturday. I think Saturday. Yeah, 8 weeks from Saturday.
I planned out like all my block and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited.
So you signed up, right?
Yep, I'm signed up. I'm ready.
Let's go. And you're going pro men?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right. So hopefully we end up in the same heat. That would be fun.
What do you realistically think I can hit, Gabe? Like, I don't do the threshold work like you. I don't do those type of things, at least in the past. Like,
yeah,
I just trot around and I lift weights. Like, what would you tell me? Hey, I think this is realistic. It was like 21:35K.
I would say that if you can get 70 minutes, if you can get, okay, I'll be on. All right. I'll be honest. If you can get 75 or less, that's really good for where you're at right now.
I'll take that.
But if you shed the weight like you think you're going to get, like you think you're going to shed it, and you just can, stay consistent with where you're at with your training plan, like I know that you have mapped out, I think you can probably get pretty close to that sub 70. I think it's just a body weight thing. I think you have a lot more aerobic capacity than I think you might give yourself credit for. It's just because when you show up, your adrenaline's going to be there. You've been in the powerlifting comps, you've done the bodybuilding shows, you've done the bike race. Like, it's going to suck.
That's what we kept saying before you went. I was like, just breathe. Like, hey, bring it all back down, because I knew that thing was trying to.
Yeah. And there's sometimes nothing you can do about it. So
yeah,
I think sub 75 would be really good first one, but I think you are capable of the sub 70 if everything goes right.
That's kind of my mark. I think I can go 68.
Yeah.
Like, if this all goes according to plan, if I can figure out how to not stay up till 12:30 on a computer, I definitely, which I know what to do. It's just doing the thing.
Exactly.
Nobody's doing it.
Exactly.
There's no like get ahead or get behind. It's all just swaps. You're just changing things
Right.
from things.
Exactly. And that's January 31st, HYROX Phoenix. And what led you to sign up for HYROX Phoenix? What was it, the kind of that final nail in the coffin to be like, yeah, I do want to do this?
Dude, you're gonna laugh at me and think I'm stupid for this, but there's let's just say I was more connected to that race. Whenever I got to watch you go run it. I always get like if I watch an athlete compete, like there's something in me that comes out. I was thinking about that earlier today. I remember the first time I was competitive. Like I remember the first thing. It was bike racing when I was a little bitty kid. I was four or five. I just learned how to ride a bike, and they were doing this little bike race in town at Elk City.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember when I was training, I would just like bike as hard as I possibly could around our neighborhood, and then I would do some easy biking. And then
Yep.
I would bike as hard as like I was doing part like intervals as a 4 or 5 year old intuitively,
Yeah.
like and getting a thrill from it, and like sitting here picturing and visualizing this race. Remember, I don't know if I still have my medal, but I got a second place medal out of it from our like the age groups. It's got to be kindergarten. It had to be 5 years old.
You still have the medal?
I don't know. I feel like it might be at my mom's house, to
Mm.
be honest.
You got to find it.
Yeah. But
That'd
that
be epic.
that experience, that thrill, the fun with that, I mean, I can feel the emotions as I sit there and talk about that. I got that same thing watching the race with yours. And I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that is because I know the things that have gone into it. It's not just like you didn't just like show up one day and like, hey, like cool. Like it's been a year process, a
Yeah.
year, and seeing how that has I guess how it changes things. I really like having a direct goal to work towards. Whenever I do that, it really quiets down noise. I love being able to just be good at a lot of different things, and I'll never not want to be able to do that. Um, but at the same time, when you narrow it down to one or two for a block, it makes a world of a difference, I think, in how we see other things too. So with us wanting to do a lot of the stuff we're working on right now, which we'll talk about more with what's to come.
Yep.
But I want to make sure that my brain is narrowed down to figure out how to like gamify the life in sense of I want it to be good at this, and this to help build this, and this.
Yeah.
Whenever you quiet noise and get rid of other factors, it's a lot easier. So just picking one thing and like working at that, you have a lot of things come together and other areas, I believe, that make it all kind of flow like that for you.
Absolutely. And right now, it's for me, it's HYROX. Like I
That's
just want to be
yours.
good at HYROX. And I was pulling up that's why I was looking down for a sec. I was pulling up your text from when you went to go support Katie in the morning in Dallas. So we'll kind of switch over to we're coming off the heels of HYROX Dallas, which was about 10, 11 days ago. And what an experience. I'm so glad that you finally got to see the environment, to see what it was all about. And this is the text you sent me. You said, "This is badass. Organization, vibes, etc. Uh, beat powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit. It's basically the vibes of a mini CrossFit games." Wow. And
Not just for a regular event. That's what I was like. I was like, this is just like a normal, like, you're telling me people get to go experience this, train for something, and get this much emotion out of that event. So I'm like, no wonder this thing's so addicting. No wonder this thing is. I mean, what were the numbers you sent me on Dallas for over the last 2, 3, 4 years? It had
oh,
grown exponential.
it grown
Ex-
exponentially. Yeah, it was insane. And as I'm pulling it up here in our messages from Instagram. It's crazy because even last year, it was nowhere near the same as what it was this year. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find it right now, but basically, I think it was about 15,000 people competed in HYROX Dallas, and last year it was like nine, seven, eight, something like that.
and even like half that the years before, like it is just like boom, 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 boom. Man, that thing has taken off.
Yeah, it's honestly incredible to see it. Yeah, right here. Uh, Finishers 15,155, and in 2020 there was 441. So 5 years ago, that's absolutely insane. Last year it grew by 10,000 since last year. It was
Wow.
15,000 this year. It was 5,000 last year. So
Wow.
all that to say, I like the environment's amazing, the vibes are sick, the music's blaring, and I know as a spectator because I've watched, I've watched some people as well. Is like it makes you just want to go do it. It makes you want to get after it. It makes you just it excites you,
Yeah.
and it's powerful, that environment.
I think what another good thing of it too is like, a lot of these sports, it's very subjective. So bodybuilding, for example, it's what people think. It's the look that they want to see. I get there's a standard XYZ, but there's still human interference in that, our own interpretations. Whereas powerlifting, high rocks, track and field, like it's very direct. Like, here's how you did. Here's the number you got. Like, I feel like it really allows you to work through emotions and like really keeping that at the forefront. Even like running records, I look at a lot of the same, like your threshold paces. Can you do workouts and hold the threshold pace longer? Literally just track.
Hmm.
Like it's always just records and beating those. And I feel like whenever you're doing that, HYROX does a great job of allowing people to do that. It provides momentum to you. Like you see you're getting better, which is very, in my opinion, addicting. My goal for anytime you or I go in a weight room, I want us to PR on if we have 8 things that day, I want to PR on at least 7 of those 8, if not all 8, every single time. It makes the
Hmm.
training super fun.
Yeah, it's a barrier that we're looking to break every single time. And with all of that being said, 15,000 finishers, I believe 300 and something men competed in the pro men's division, which this was my first race in
Yeah.
the pro weight. Previously, this was also my fourth race, my third solo. My first race was actually last year in Dallas with my buddy, with our good friend Isaiah. Shout out Isaiah, CrossFit maniac right now. Um, we did a open doubles last year together, and then I did my first solo open in Vegas, and then I did another one in Houston, and then I haven't touched a HYROX race since March of earlier this year, and I finally got to get my first taste, and we did the pro division, and the general rule of thumb is that you gain 10 to 15% on time when you make the jump from open to pro because of the sled weights being higher, the lunge weights being higher, the farmer carry weights being higher, and the wall ball weights being higher. You just might as well count on it being 10 to 15% higher.
Wow,
But
that sounds like strength matters or something. That's crazy.
right. Exactly. But I went ahead and had a PR. I think almost a 3-minute PR from Houston to Dallas with the increase in from open to pro. I finished seventh in my age group, which is 25 to 29-year-olds. I'm 28, turning 29 in a month. And I finished, I think, 25th overall out of 300 and something guys that competed in that pro men's division. And how exciting is that? Of the biggest race, one of the biggest races that HYROX has seen in North America, and there wasn't, don't get me wrong, there wasn't all the elite guys like the Dylan Scotts, the Stephen Palcors, the Kilgores of the world. They weren't all out there this weekend, but it doesn't matter. The people who were there, and I competed with them. I was in the first
Okay.
wave, and it was really, really fun. Really, really fun.
And that's the interesting part of it is like, one of the things Matt Hodges, I've worked with Matt forever. Gabe's doing some stuff with Matt right now as well. He's kind of really made me rethink big aspects of all the training. ILS as a really good example with that. Like I've always heard, like, if you can just get to a point where you really enjoy the day and what you're doing and your training and so forth, like probably going to make a lot of progress. Yes, it can be hard and there's a lot of pieces that go in place to be able to recover from those volumes, those intensities, keep the brain in a good space with all of that. I mean, it's all stress. You have to be a great stress manager. Watching that though, it's made me think a lot of just all of it different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a feeling that, we talked about going 63-30. What was your prediction sheet? What did it say would be excellent? What was great and what was excellent?
I think excellent would be like a 59 something.
Because I know we're looking at great is what I was
We're,
looking at. Because
we're looking
and
at
the only reason I say that is because there's weddings and there's other pieces coming up. If there weren't
yes.
other factors, I'd be like, cool, we'll go push excellent. But we think of it, everything's a swap. If we go do all the things that would require excellent right now, how is that actually going to work whenever in the middle of one of our biggest life transitions? I just don't think that fits extremely, extremely well. There has to be some margin for space in there to allow that to happen. Because
Absolutely.
even good things, so there's eustress, which is good, distress, which is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all stress, but even good things are still a stress on homeostasis.
Yep.
Factors change. We can utilize those and use them to our benefit, which in that case, we are going to, there's quite a few changes. I mean, even right now, like we can talk about kind of your training block currently and then your post wedding training, because weddings in less than
It's
you guys
12
like,
days. 12
yeah, I was about
days.
to say 13,
Wait.
12 freaking days.
Yeah, 12
Nice, dude.
days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which is going to be freaking awesome. But we just came off of HYROX. We took an easy week coming out of it, as we always do. I think you can push there. We don't have to. It's not like you didn't train. You still hit threshold work. You still hit 1 rep maxes. Like your
Yep.
total volume was just down pretty substantial still. We hadn't started really ramping it back up, trying to protect things, make sure the body's ready and good to go. More importantly, the brain is working with us too.
Yep.
Whenever this thing is driven and it's motivated and it's wanting to go, that's your dictator. That's why I know that if we wanted to push excellent, we can. It's just looking at, again, bring all the other factors in. If we go
And
push excellent there, can we go do excellent brand new husband right then too? I think
right.
they're going to fight each other a little bit.
Yeah.
How about we do great and excellent? Let's do this thing really excellent at the start. Let this just come to right here. But those things that's going to help balance this to actually push it up faster.
It'll
Because
propel
the
it with
opposite,
some
you can
momentum.
get hurt because we have too much volume coming in. We're trying to do too much intensity. We're chasing. Like think back in baseball whenever you get the yips and things and you
Mm-hmm.
start chasing trying to get out of it. It just makes it harder to get out of. Whereas then when you finally relax and figure out how to just like, boom, now you can play again.
What a
It's
good
the
metaphor.
exact same
Wow.
thing, I think, with training. When you feel like you're starting to force things and have to push it and play catch up and that's the downfall. Do we just keep focused
Yeah.
on the things right with us and we focus on how's the recovery? Can we keep pushing it? Or are we having fun pushing it? That's it.
Yeah.
It's not our job to sit there and be like, all right, well, I'm going to make sure this 5 years from now, I'm the number one in the world. Number one in the world doesn't happen by doing that. Number one world happens in the world by just sitting there on a daily basis looking like, yeah, I'm having a great time with this. This is sweet.
Exactly. And that's the big thing. Like right now. So you talked about excellent and great. We used I sent you this PDF that basically breaks down your previous races and it gives you like a whole bunch of data. I'm sure you just geeked out when I sent this over to you.
How can people get that? I think that'd be cool. I didn't know you can pull those.
Yeah, so roxopt.com. I think it paid $15 for an analysis, and all it does is it takes your previous histories of races and it breaks it down from what your splits were, what it thinks your splits can be, where you differed from the field, from the elites. There's so much different information in there to be able to improve yourself as an athlete. But it
You didn't know
says,
about that back in March, April, did you?
I did, but I did not. I did not use it. I don't know why I didn't, but it's good
I'm just
information
how
now.
bad they beat that. Like I wonder what its predictions would have been because you said
I know.
15% slower just going up, but then we also went faster by 10%. Like what's the spread on that? What were the odds of that happening? I feel like that was
I
a
know.
very low probability. I'd give us maybe a 2-3%er because I say the
Hmm.
excellent improvement is 5% possible. I'd put that
Well,
down.
and on here it says that my excellent is 59.38, which is sub 60.
Of 60.
That's not really my next benchmark right now. We've talked about it, but the great
We
right
know it's
here.
going to happen this coming year. It's
Yeah.
just when. Like I can't tell you the exact race that's going to happen. We'll get in the
Hmm.
flow and we'll know. It'll be
Yeah.
one of those where Luke in his podcast talking about the Ironman, how sec one went so much better, and he's like, talking about they are just having enjoyment. Like he'd get done, and instead of still thinking about training, they were watching a movie or going to eat, or like it was those little things which will be coming back. Like so, that's
Yep.
those things I think are going to be really big that allow a big buffer too to help push those things.
Exactly.
We'll just
But
see. We're just going to wait and see.
yeah, but the great says 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 59 seconds. So it says sub 63. We were
63,
thinking we were saying 63.30.
30. Yeah.
So it's right in line. But like you were saying, we're progressing we're coming out of Dallas. We're going into a wedding. And I just looked at my watch again. It's actually 11 days. You get married in 11 days. Lauren is currently in New York City. She's going to fly back later this week and we're going to get everything finalized. We're going to get married. And then As soon as that wedding's over, we are pushing a new a block, which is essentially 6 weeks of training, basically 6.5 weeks of training. What are we doing different? What are we introducing, and why are we introducing it going
That's
into
really good.
Phoenix?
It's like we can talk about, right before this wedding, you're in a strength block again. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're actually bringing in max effort. We're bringing up big weights. What'd you pull on your rack pull yesterday?
365.
PR. There we
Yep.
go. So coming out of a race and you go hit a strength PR.
And
Ah,
I'll
wow.
be honest, I think I had more. I think I had more in the
I
tank. I
remember
just
whenever we were trying to get you over, it was 335 or 345 on that lift. I can't remember which
correct.
one it was. There's one of those.
335. I was looking at it yesterday because I was like, I'm gonna PR this sucker today. But I've also tried to make too big of jumps on some of those lifts some days, and I fail
Yeah.
it because I'm making too big a jump. So I was trying to be a little bit more cautious on those jumps. So I
Did
think I
that
did.
help your percentages in to give you good ideas? Like,
It did.
it's-
It did. And I
oh,
beat the percentages. I wanted to beat them. So I went 335, 345, and then I was like, okay, let's not go too high. Let's go 365. I pulled it and I'm like, "Oh, I think I had 375, 385 in the tank today."
what you just said, that's how max effort should be, especially for an athlete that isn't just a power lifter. Like
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, we can get him by with some more days of that. He failed a lift this week. We let him take a block pull and he freaking failed a rep. So now
Mm-hmm.
there's 2 weeks of recovery that we just lost because we missed a rep. We don't ever want to miss a rep. We want to get heavy, but all you need is 90% to get stronger. If you're
Mm-hmm.
using the max effort method, doing singles, so forth, you just need 90% of your max to get stronger from it. We're not trying to test every single week. You're feeling great. You're feeling great there. You're like, Evan, I have a PR on this one.
Mm-hmm.
You still didn't pull a full out 100,000% all you have in you. You're like, man, I still had 10, 15, 20 pounds on this. That's how
Mm-hmm.
that last attempt should be every single time.
Yeah.
Whether it's upper, lower, doesn't matter. It's whenever when you start forcing, when you start grinding, and you're through a bench press, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. You don't
Yeah.
go up fast. So
So
strength is really big on yours right now. We're going to keep leaning
yeah.
into it.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of this though, whenever we get out of the wedding, that's when all the fun starts with the chaos. Which there's two things as I was running this morning. We've got to make sure you are like a nighthawk when it comes to rolling your feet and your calves at night. That
Mm-hmm.
volume it's going to be volume. I mean, it's going to be a lot of volume. You'll be taking your volume up. I mean, this will be the most you've ever trained. It'll
Yep.
literally be the most you've ever trained. My thoughts with that, though, is that I think doing a lot of the zone one, zone two steady state stuff will actually help regulate you with all the changes after being married. Like that
Mm-hmm.
nervous system be able to settle down easier. So I think it's actually going to work in your benefit. We won't be pushing like we've always put you anywhere from 2 to 3 threshold sessions per week. We don't always put them super long duration. One of the things we'll use 15 to 20 minute AMRAPs and things like that and work on negative splits. So you're really doing a little bit of tempo / threshold, like your zone
Mm-hmm.
before. I like that. It's easy to recover from. It doesn't give you all the same bang for your buck if you go full threshold for 40, 50, 60 minutes, but it's all about what you can recover from. It's not about what you can do, it's what you can recover from.
Yep.
By getting rid of doing as much strength post wedding and shifting a little bit more sport specific, we'll go from doing really heavy lower body and upper body each week to just doing one heavy upper or lower. It won't have both. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
some weeks that you won't have any lower really heavy. It'll just be speed stuff. Be dynamic effort is what Westside Barbell would call it. That's when we do like your 9 sets of 3, the bands change, really teaching your body how to move itself more efficiently. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you squat as a HYROX athlete. I care how efficient you move and how fast and how well your movement economy is as a whole. We want
Yep.
to be able to stay healthy and not fatigue out. And so that'll change it pretty substantial where you can handle more threshold work than we've ever done before. Which stealing from Jack Driscoll as he was talking about in the stuff you sent me over, there's a big relationship with volume, frequency, intensity, all these different factors. If we're going to leverage more frequency of intensity, well, you would typically have to reduce volume. Like that's the thought process. I just think with it being such low grade work, I mean, we'll have you running at 540 to 6 minute per kilometer. Like it's just slow running,
Mm-hmm.
easy to recover from. It's just getting mileage in. I think we really can leverage that for recovery means rather than that actually putting more stress on the body. If you
Mhm.
start getting beat up by the mileage, we slightly reduce it and we do a little bit more erg work. But we're going to leverage threshold work and try to take the mitochondria adaptations, the extra recovery built from the aerobic base you have. I mean, you ran a 137, 138 half,
Yeah.
like, and that was with no training for a half marathon.
Right. And I
Pretty,
negative splitted.
pretty, pretty good aerobic base
Yeah.
that you got there. It's a pretty freaking good aerobic base. Like 1 or 2 days out, hey, you want to run this? Cool, go run it.
Mhm.
That's I think it'll be I'm very curious to see. I mean, we're working right now through, we talked about training, but your nutritional side, like there's digestibility, recoverability coming from the stomach. Just like you train the body, you also have to train the stomach for its food and how it can process it. We started switching around quite a bit of things, looking at utilizing a little more collagen, bone broth, stuff like that to really help with gut health, but then also looking at your soluble versus insoluble fiber ratios. If we
Mhm.
have too much of either, then that's changing stool consistency. That's why things like the Bristol stool chart are so valuable. It helps you understand how you're digesting your food. Are you actually, we don't want to just eat it. We want to eat it and use it. How
Mhm.
well are you using it? That's where a Bristol stool and stuff like that comes into play.
I love what you were saying there, especially at the end. So
Better
let
stomach, you have better recovery, so you can handle more volume and more intensity, so forth.
and so basically to kind of put a summary on what you just said, we're going right now leading up to the wedding, prioritizing some strength work. We're still running, we're still doing intensity stuff, but we're prioritizing strength, making sure that we come wedding day, like I feel good, I look good, and everything's good. The goal after that is to
I
up.
didn't talk about your weight loss too. We were
Oh
dropping
yeah, we'll get there. And after the wedding, we're going to introduce some more running volume. We're going to decrease the strength a little bit in different ways, making sure we have dynamic stuff for speed, for mitochondrial health, to be able to tap into those stores when I need to in the race, aka sleds, and different short bursts of energy through the rock zone, all that good stuff. And then also at that, we're going to be doing different, we're going to up the running mileage. We're going to be better runner. That's essentially what we need to do right now is I'm aerobically fit. I'm not superior at this moment, but we need to start introducing more and more and more and just keep stacking the aerobic miles. You just got to
Yeah.
do it. I got to be, and even from a mechanical technical standpoint, I got to be a better runner. There's things that I can do better at that mobility, different stretching things, warm ups that actually promote those things. So I'm actively working on that right now. Threshold sessions, tapping into that anaerobic threshold that literally was what HYROX calls for. I was in zone 5 for like 55 minutes of my of my hour and 5. So we're tapping into that. We're learning how to be more productive in those bouts of energy. And amidst all these,
It's so uncomfortable though.
it's
You have
it's
to like
very uncomfortable.
talk to yourself with your heart rate up there because it's like everything in you is screaming, like bombs are going off. You're just like, no, this is fine.
Yep.
This is chill. Like it's such a different versus like a half marathon pace, things like that. Like you don't have bombs going off for an hour.
No, not especially not with where I'm at right now. I'm not chasing a like a sub 230. So the thing is even when like you're in that uncomfortable spot in my chest, was I uncomfortable? Were my lungs hot? Hell yeah, they were hot. But that wasn't what failed me. What failed me a little bit was that my legs started to cramp up a little bit at the end. I think it's just because my excuse me, my anaerobic threshold, my threshold, I was in zone 5 for too long. My body was just finally like, yeah, we can't we can't get blood to your muscles here in this part of your leg anymore. You can't step through on the lunges. You don't got that much gas in the tank for wall balls, but that's what we're doing to get a little bit better. How can we be more economical with our movements, running in stations? And part of all these things, all the ingredients, is also we want to lose 7, 8 pounds
Just
in
dropping
8
pace.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 0.75 to 1 pound per week leading up to HYROX Phoenix. That is also the goal.
That's with weddings and everything else. Luckily, we know how to leverage different things like fasting and all kinds of stuff. And I mean, I kind of figured it's really just going to look the same. We haven't really, not really plan on changing anything. It's like wedding night, enjoy dinner. You have 2 meals for the week, like use them.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like you guys do anything crazy. It's just a normal. That's just what you're used to. It's what you've done for so long. I mean, Lauren always does really well with food as well. Like
It's
it's
just
part of
normal.
yeah.
It doesn't feel like this whole drawn out thing like, oh, like let's what are we gonna cheat meal with? Like, no, like
It's like I
probably
want
gonna have
to.
sourdough pizza,
Yeah,
probably gonna make maybe sushi if we wanted it. I don't know.
it's very very simple and like it's. I don't know. I think that's a big part of too. Like why people struggle sometimes in transitions is like you have to really still. I think we are what we eat. And it's like a lot of our mood regulation, how we think, patterns, et cetera, really is regulated by the foods we consume. I mean, for me, it's been very true in my life, at least. I don't know. I sent Matt a text the other day. Like I was like, man, 2-3 years ago, this is two very different people. The way I think, the way I do everything. Like I'm calm. Like that's so weird for me. Still, I was not a calm person. Like I can
Hmm.
still get angry and this, that, and the other. I can definitely get tuned up, but it's just different. Like you feel it. Like you feel the noise going off the bombs in the zone 4, zone 5. You when you practice that, I think physically and psychologically in training, I think you can use it in life as well. Like pushing yourself hard is very beneficial,
Yeah.
but having the food and the gut to support it really, really matter. The only reason we can push your training more, your intensity more, your volume more threshold work, et cetera, is because we can get your stomach better and better and better so you can recover better and better and better. It's just
Yeah.
we have to be careful with how low can we take the food. But I like the zone 1 work a lot for that. Zone 1, zone 2, just crap ton of ergs. I mean, you're sitting on a row erg at 850 to 900 calories per hour, just freaking hanging out, chilling.
Yep. Just watching YouTube. I think that's the most fascinating thing I've learned in this journey is how nutrition ties into it and how our gut ties into all this. We are what we eat. And in this world where we promote the hustle and grind culture, and what I want people to take away from this, I know we're talking a lot about what we're doing and what I'm doing going into another race, but I hope that you can kind of read between the lines here and understand that you can take this information and apply it to your life as well. Let's talk about just nutrition for a short moment. I just had a conversation with somebody the other day. Why don't you just take 5 deep breaths before you eat? Let's put our phone down, take 5 deep breaths, 5 of them, and then eat. Chew your food 30 to 40 times. Like taste the food. Let it let your tongue understand what you're actually eating and then swallow it and then do it again. And then just do that for 10, 15 minutes. Sit there for just a few seconds and then go on with your day. You'd be super surprised how calming that is and how much better you actually digest food because you're able to get from a state of fight or flight
Yeah.
to rest and digest.
It's the world just moves so fast, man. That's
I know.
and for me, the slower I keep going, the better it gets. Even whenever it comes to us, like with all the things we do, I feel like I laugh at myself sometimes because sometimes I'm like, man, also you're just going slow at this. I'm like, Gabe's about to kill you. Like, you got to hurry. And it's like, no, I trust that if I don't have the right idea yet, it'll come. But if I sit there and I try to punch it, punch it, punch it, punch it, I did that for so many years that, dude, it's just not what I want.
Doesn't work.
I wanted to let it happen and get to be part of that rather than just
Yeah.
like force, 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 force. But I think mindfulness practices, essentially that's what we're getting from the food. I mean, if you're consuming food 4 or 5 times a day, that's 4 to 5 times a day where you're getting to stop and check in and actually like, okay, am I here? Am I not here? If I can't slow down enough to take this food, I'm not aware of like I'm just going. Like I'm not actually sitting there with myself. I'm just getting tossed around and rolling around. I want to get to pick my
Yeah.
choices as I'm going. I want to get to choose. I
Lauren,
can't control the outcome, but I can control what I do, and I want to be able to be
mhm.
in charge of at least that aspect of my life.
So Lauren just landed in the United States a couple days ago, and she listened to our episode with Katie. If you haven't listened to our episode, go watch and listen to the last episode. Essentially, Lauren loved something Katie said. Katie said something to the effect of, when you decide to do quote unquote more, whether it be training, more work, or whatever it is that you care about and you're passionate about, you put more time into it, but it leaves less time to do other things. But what Katie said is it leaves less room for a margin of error. So how can you take on more without feeling like the stress of it? And all it is it comes down to choices. Choices, Austin. We have choices every day. What do we care about? Do we want to doom scroll on TikTok before we go work out? Do we want to get better sleep, or do we want to rot and watch that show night in and night out and we wonder why we can't get a really good restful night's sleep? Same thing with food choices. Can we slow down and take that 10 minutes per meal, 30 minutes a day, if you want to break it out that way, to just be mindful and to see your life improve over a month or two because you just were more thoughtful with your time? That could be in anything. It could be in different spots.
And it's not like I'm perfect at it. I mean, like I'm definitely working on this and still always will say I'm working on it. But
Always.
I notice every single time whenever I notice it, this was a great one, 75 hard a couple years ago. I started realizing the dishes weren't done. I was like, I was going to bed, and instead of it being like, oh yeah, I'll get those in the morning, I'm like realizing, wow, the dishes are here. I should probably do these.
Yep.
I think it's trying to figure out how to get that to happen more and more often, like how to actually be here. That training, nutrition, all of it is truly like under it all. That's what it's really helpful with. Like,
Yep.
I think you can be healthier, not just physically, but also like from an internal standpoint, holding little promises, making sure you're mindful and aware. Like when you have when you're using a meal plan, for example, like even if somebody's just like, hey, you're going to eat this same breakfast for the next 5 days, like it forces you to have to go like, okay, I'm having this, but I want to reach in the cabinet and get this, this, and this. Like you can finally see like, oh, there's two parts. There's this thing that's trying to yell at me, but there's also me back here. Like I'm not actually this thing. I'm observing this thing. And I think when that connection happens, it's just like there's a different, you get to take a different path in a sense. Like
Mm-hmm.
life has a different feeling, meaning, so forth to it. It's like I just want to be able to stay in that as often as I can.
Yeah. Especially when you get to this side of things and we're still progressing. Like you just said, we're still improving, but I love, there's a reason why I don't go eat fried chicken anymore. Like I just know that I'm going to feel horrible the next day or even that same night. I'd rather just eat something that makes me feel good, hits my taste buds, and I can go do what I need to do the next day and still be my best self. It's but it's a progression thing. It's a progression thing. And it takes time, and it's so exciting to be able to be on this journey and
What's
do
weird,
it
Gabe,
all.
you get to a point you don't even ever like you won't even realize that thought there. Like, man, why don't we ever have this? Like, it just goes away. It's the weirdest thing. I mean, like
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, like obviously I'm not going to go there and just eat exactly this. I mean, I took meals, but
Hmm.
I still had Thanksgiving food with everybody else. The rest of the time, I had some of my stuff, and I mean, yeah, I just made it really easy. It wasn't my exact meal plan for 2 days. Like there's a balance and a flow to things too, I think. Now
Yes.
getting into prep mode, that's different. I understand for the next, these next 8 weeks, like I have X, Y, and Z, and those are my jobs to do on a regular basis, regardless of what's going on.
Yep.
There's different seasons for each. There's more flexibility, I think, in the off season, but there's still a certain margin. Like you don't want to put that out here. You still
That's
want to
what
keep
Katie said. Margin, you gotta the margin for error. You
absolutely,
gotta be careful.
absolutely.
Choices.
Choices. I
Choices.
just think that's really all it is. It's just
Hmm.
keeping us aware of that and being able to allow us to do that. That
Yep.
for me, again, cup of coffee, I always say, was the thing that changed it for me. I had to choose if I was going to negotiate and make it or not make it. And as I showed up to make it each day, I was, the things actually started to work again. I thought my
Yep.
brain wasn't going to work again. That was my way to get my brain back on.
Absolutely. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap it up here?
We went over bigs, make sure the stomach works, and you can handle more training volumes. Make sure life's going good. You can handle more training volumes. The
Yep.
person sets
Absolutely.
the tone for the program they can do.
All right, that's going to do it for today's episode of Unfiltered Wellness. I'm Gabe Jacobo. Find me on Instagram at GBlockJacobo and TikTok, GabrielJacoboJr. And my favorite platform, YouTube, GabrielJacoboJr. Go check out the most recent HYROX Dallas vlog, as well as what I'm doing next, which you just kind of listened to here in the episode. But that's where you can find me. Austin, can they find you?
Always find me on Instagram. It's the easiest one. Austin.main_. I deleted my Instagram for a minute, but we're back. We're back. So
We're
you gotta
back.
give me stuff and find me, and I will get back to you.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, Austin, thank you again for your time. And thank you to everybody who listens. If you guys want to hear more, something different, or you want us to talk about something in particular, please shoot one of us a DM or comment on this video, and we'd be happy to talk about it in more detail. But otherwise, Austin, I'll see you later, man.
See you, man.
Peace.